7 times in the Predator. Are you sure? Are you sure? They're sure. Strained calf, out for the series or evaluated next week. So then James Harden had to go off, right? Well, not so much. He hit 3 of 4 shots after KD left, but only took 1 in the fourth quarter. He didn't have the ball much. Why? We'll break that down. We saw Steph rise to the occasion. It was 5 of 9 afterwards, but 5 of his first 6, 16 points. Draymond hit the biggest shot of the game. And as Clay said, I'm back. We're back. The Splash Brothers look to be back. Last time we saw Game 6 against the Rockets, 2018. Of course, remember that coming off an injury for Chris Paul on the other side. They both stepped up, as they did in the fourth quarter. So Steve Kerr and company have been here before. But they know there's a task at hand, playing without the best in the league right now.
T, could you generally talk about how this impacts you and how you work around not having a guy like Kevin Durant out there?
Well, we'll just find somebody on the bench who can give us 35 points, and 2 blocks, and 11 boards, and 9 assists. He's been the best player in the NBA in the playoffs. He's been phenomenal.
I know I got to play well. I got to be aggressive. I like to shoot the ball better. All those type of things. But confidence stays the same. Just play my game. So I didn't wake up today with extra weight on my shoulders or anything. I feel like that every single day. So just play basketball and have fun doing it.
A year ago at this time, the Warriors had extra weight on their shoulders. That's because they were facing elimination. And then, they were able to bounce back. Of course, CP3 and this injury, one that even going well through the offseason, Mike D'Antoni and company being asked, do you think that maybe if he was there, you would have? Well, now it's a different story for both teams. And for the Rockets, a different kind of pressure. But let's begin with the Warriors. So they've been here before during the regular season and in the postseason, either before and really during the time he's here, he's been hurt too. They played without KD. Steve Kerr saying tonight things will maybe be different, some new looks. What do you expect offensively from a team without Kevin Durant on the floor?
Well, Steve Kerr is right. It'll definitely be a new look without a guy who's averaging 35 points. The way he's been shooting the basketball is not only just the 35 points, B. Wood and Casey for me, is he's so efficient. And they having a hard time, like most people, guarding a guy that's 7 feet. You're just not a matchup for him. So now you turn your page on how they play before Kevin Durant. This is still a championship team that's been around, but they had the ultimate weapon in Kevin Durant. It's going to be different, but is it doable? Yes. Now you step up and have more opportunities for Clay, more opportunities for Steph Curry, and you're okay with those guys. It's just now there's some guys that's not used to taking some of these shots that haven't taken them in a while. They have to step up now and knock down shots.
They all seem to step up, B. Wood, in terms of not just their game, but even Andre Iguodala saying that Boogie Cousins was involved. Everybody kind of galvanizing each other. And then on the floor, we saw, Brennan, a far different Steph Curry hit 5 of his first 6 shots after KD went down.
Well, Steph understands what time it is. This is a guy that is a 2-time MVP. This is a guy that has won 3 NBA titles. So when he saw KD go down, he understands he's the leader of this team. Even when KD's out there, he's still the leader. KD's their best player, but Steph is the leader, and leaders understand in these type of situations, you have to galvanize the team, you have to bring everybody together, and then you have to step up, take and make big-time shots. We know Steph Curry can do that. He's made them in the past, and he just has to get back now to being the old Steph Curry, who was a little bit more aggressive. Steph dialed his game back slightly because he needed KD to fit in. He wanted KD to feel comfortable. Now that KD's there, he has to go back to 2015 Steph Curry, bombs away, letting it fly, getting it done from all angles.
And look, sometimes great competitors, when they're challenged, they rise. Draymond hit the big shot. We talk about what Clay did afterwards and the defense and some of those plays. But the last time we saw Steph without KD, it was the different, more aggressive, the ball in his hands and playing off of what he does. We look back a couple of years ago. Take us through, Smitty, the last time in a playoff situation against Cleveland without KD.
It's all what we've been seeing and also what B. Wood said. It's a total different step because of a Kevin Durant, and rightfully so. But this is the old Steph, and let's watch here. Has the basketball. You see Draymond Green comes up, set the screen. Let's watch, freeze it. Draymond Green is not swinging to anybody else. He's not looking to shoot. He swings it over. You see it's intercepted by Patrick McCall. This is the way they're going to be played. And I'm talking about usage inside of a half court. Andre Iguodala, B. Wood, He never looks at the rim.
Did he have a layup?
Had a layup, but he kicks it out to Steph, and now you see he kicks it out to Klay Thompson. These two guys, and what I mean by that is, and be what it used to be, Steph Curry bringing it up, doesn't have a shot, kicks it to Draymond Iguodala, dribble handoff, runs off. He doesn't have it, he'll dribble, and he'll dribble around until they find him. Now it's Steph doesn't have a shot. You kick it to Draymond. Draymond used to say, thank you, Steph. Now the ball swung over to Steph. So he doesn't get that usage inside of a half court, him and Klay. It's going to be totally different now. He don't have to have a shot. If he doesn't have, he can kick it off and knows there are going to be a lot of picks, a lot of running around. He will get multiple looks inside one possession, whereas different when you have KD, that ultimate guy that can go one-on-one and get his own shot.
Hey, look, remember this. Noise, you could try and avoid it. You can't in the social media world. And these guys know they've been talked about as the team with KD leading the way, as if maybe some people forgot, Brendan, what they're capable of. One of the things we saw in that highlight, and that's even better ball movement that we've seen to a certain extent than even in the best of times during this KD run, because you can't just rely on him as a fail-safe. Do you expect the offense to see more movement in general without Durant on the floor?
I think that's the way they have to play. I think there's definitely going to be a lot more ball movement. I think there's going to be a lot more pin downs, baseline screens. We're going to see Steph and Klay getting back to what they used to do, which is come down, look for their shot, like Steve just said, and then if they don't have it, guess what? We're going to go off of screens. There's going to be dribble handoff, but there's going to be a lot of guys looking to get Steph and Klay involved, whether it's off pin downs, whether it's off curl screens, but we're going to see a lot of ball movement, a lot of body movement, because that's who the Golden State Warriors were before Kevin Durant got there. This was a team that moved the ball better than anybody else in the league, and when they had those high assist nights, you really couldn't keep up with them. I think that's where Steve Kerr's at right now. He's telling his squad, listen, we want to go out there, have low turnovers and get about 30 assists, get that ball popping, moving all around the court, and force the Houston Rockets to chase the ball.
Last year, pressure weighed heavily on the Warriors side in Game 6. No Chris Paul, and you were down in the series. Now, clearly on the Houston end, I want to get to that in a second, but first, the curious case of James Harden in Game 5. Because if you look at the numbers, and we're sitting here watching the game, he was efficient. He had a very, very good, he was 10 of 16 total from the floor, okay? He was 3 of 4 in 14 minutes without Kevin Durant. Took one shot, Smitty, in the fourth quarter. Is that on him not being aggressive enough as a star to say, I need the ball? Because if you look at who possessed the ball, it looked like Chris Paul 90% of the time legitimately in the fourth quarter. He'd go to the right side. You've got Harden at the top waiting and never got the ball back.
Well, for me, as those numbers be Wood and Casey, I want to see if you just take 2 or 3 shots down in that fourth quarter crunch time, I want to see 6 or 7 free throws. Also, if you're getting a double team, I want to see that assist number up. You're getting guys easy looks. I always look at great players, and then I'm not going to put this on B. Wood or put it on me. If I get double team, I'm so good to influence the two guys. I'm getting B. Wood his high percentage shot, whether it's a guy who shoots jump shots or a guy who dunk it. If those numbers are up and we can win, yes. As a superstar, big-time guy, you got to read the defense, read the situation. I need those free throw attempts to go up. I need your usage rate to go up, or we can win this game. I don't mind if you don't score a lot, as long as we win and you can get assists, you get to that free throw line and we can win the game.
But I want to ask you, Brendan, if I can, because in a lot of those instances, he never had the ball during those possessions. And between Mike D'Antoni and Chris Paul, who look, in an era of non-prototypical point guards, he's a guy who's a point guard. He understands the onus is to get the – how do you not –
What's a different word for – he's more than a point guard when he's handling these dribbles. I'm saying it's more than even that, until you agree.
Yeah.
Like, go get the ball.
How do you not –
and go through your dribbling expedition. I want to see it. I want to see it in the fourth quarter.
But here's the thing, too, Smitty. Like, how do you not, Brendan, well, you guys have been in these huddles. How does everyone not look and say, hey, look, Durant's off the floor. We have the Durant on the floor now, the unstoppable guy. Every single time, this is where you got to play isolation ball.
Even with Durant on the floor.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where everybody gets a little bit of blame. Chris Paul, being the point guard, needs to know who needs to get the ball, and that needs to be James Harden. Second of all, Mike D'Antoni, as the coach, you're drawing up the plays. You have to call plays for James Harden. And then more importantly, James Harden has to go in that huddle like so many great players have done in the past and say, hey, give me the ball. I will never forget, I'm not sure what playoff game it was, but J.J. Barea, we were in Dallas, and he was dribbling the ball way too much. Dirk came to the huddle.
You say way too much?
Way too much. Dirk came to the huddle. He's like, hey, what you're doing is cute, but it's over. It's my time. Y'all get me to rock. And we knew, and Dirk didn't even speak like that.
Right.
So we knew it was time to get him to rock. And I've been on teams, whether it's LeBron James, Gilbert Arenas, get me the ball. Like Gilbert Arenas' biggest shot wasn't even for him. The play was for Larry Hughes. He just said, listen, once y'all get me the ball, it's going up. And he hit it. Big time shot in the playoffs against the Chicago Bulls. Big time players, I know it's cliche, make big time plays, but they also step up in those moments and say, listen, guys, I'm going to either take us to the promised land or I'm not, and I'm going to make good decisions, okay? I'm like you said, I'm either going to shoot the ball or I'm going to get fouled or I'm going to hit the shot. But what I'm not going to do is stand off in the corner and let somebody else take it.
I've got a question later in the show about James Harden that I think might be the most important of the night, but I won't tell you what it is yet. You'll have to stay tuned.
Is that a tease?
That's what we call that.
Do we call it foreshadowing?
No, it's a tease. This is the sports business. We're not doing movies. Brendan, I think Game of Thrones.
I just seen Avengers,
will
though.
Join us on the show, and Arya Stark will be here too.
I hope she got that thing for you.